First and foremost, stop trying to be perfect. Hi besties! If you clicked on this video wanting to be the perfect student, well, I'm sorry, but this isn't it. To be that student doesn't equate to being a perfect student. Because there's no such thing as a perfect student, more so a perfect person. Am I right? Unless you're John Wonu. Okay, just kidding. Now, before I elaborate on the first point, let's first define what being that student means. The whole concept of being that student revolves around academic excellence and personal growth. It's generally the idea of having a school-life balance. It's not just an aesthetic like what you see on Instagram, Pinterest, or TikTok. It is a whole mindset. By the way, the last tip is the most important one, so make sure you stick throughout the end to know what it is. Now that the definition's out of the way, let's get back to the first point. The first thing you need to do to become that student is to acknowledge your flaws. You should stop yearning for perfection. We all want to excel in school, and perfection may seem to be the right path in our growth as students, but it is detrimental and counterproductive. Striving for it means setting unrealistically high standards for yourself, which could eventually lead to burnout. Trying to be perfect is like caging yourself inside a box. You cultivate yourself inside it while following a rigid set of rules in the hopes of growing to become someone admirable and beautiful. But when some uncontrollable factors messing with your rules come into play, you'll be left with stress and misery. I grew up being an achiever in school, and everybody smothered me with praises, which made me want to become a perfect person. But as I said in my previous video, I am not the best and I will never be the best. So what I did was I challenged my own beliefs. Why did I want to be perfect? Am I afraid of failure? Am I seeking for validation? Am I afraid of ruining someone's expectations of me? Self-reflection and understanding the root cause of this perfectionist mindset helped me slow down and made me acknowledge my imperfections. Be flexible, take risks, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember that nobody is perfect, and that is perfectly okay. Next is to develop a growth mindset. So you want to study physics, but you're bad at math. You want to be a singer, but you're tone deaf. You think it's unfair that some people are naturally brilliant and talented. Well, don't worry, bestie, I honestly felt the same way. However, I realized that these feelings should not hold me back from becoming good at what I want to be. I am just an ordinary student with no extraordinary abilities, but I believe that through dedication, effort, and constant pursuit of knowledge, I will be able to hone my abilities and skills. This is the idea of a growth mindset. To start off, ask yourself, what do you want to improve on and how will you do it? For me, I don't have a brilliant mind like Einstein, so I'm trying to solve many physics problems. I also get tired easily, so I should be more active and exercise. And I am a broke graduate student, that's why I'm trying to run a YouTube channel on the side. Shameless channel plug. Next is to prioritize learning. I am one of the few believers that grades do not define one's intelligence. You may have straight A's, but were you able to retain the majority of what you learned? I bet you were just studying for the sake of passing, right? Now, don't worry. I am not calling you out because I also know that doing it is inevitable and necessary. Like, how are we supposed to engrave and hammer all information in our heads in just one semester, right? And that is why you should cultivate a mindset that values continuous learning. Learning is a lifelong process. It doesn't end after college. It doesn't even end after grad school or even you get your postdoc. Some of the things that you can do to prioritize learning are to read a lot of books, teach and share what you have learned to others, consume educational media, and create something out of the concepts you have learned. Next is to take good care of yourself. I cannot stress this enough. Take good care of yourself. I know you're probably tired of hearing this, but everybody's saying this over and over again for a reason. A healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Exercise regularly, eat healthy, get adequate sleep, do your skincare, or take yourself to a self-spa date. If you feel tired, rest. If you're stressed, ditch your homework for a while and find solace in your favorite hobbies. Last year, I had an unhealthy habit of binge watching K-dramas from night till dawn. This was my coping mechanism for all the stress from school and for worrying about my uncertain future. Though it gave me the surge of dopamine I needed, but it took a bigger toll on my body. I cannot function well in class, and I'm having trouble understanding everything. And so, I set my mind to reduce watching dramas and never sacrifice my sleep over it. Because my body is my most important asset, and I should take good care of it. Next is to become proactive and create your own opportunities. You want to be good at painting, but you don't practice. You want to get a scholarship, but you're not doing anything. Well, if you want to get something, then do something. You need to take charge of your life, and you should be the one to create your own opportunities. If you want to be good at something, consult an expert and practice repetitively. If you don't understand your lessons, ask your teacher some questions. If you want to study abroad, search for scholarship and apply for it. As cliche as it may sound, but you should take the risk and go out of your comfort zone. They say, when one door closes, another one opens. But I say, if all doors are closed, bust them open and make your mark. Next is to surround yourself with the right people. All of these tips can be better implemented if you surround yourself with the right people. The people around you can influence your attitude, behavior, and outlook on life. You can gain some valuable insights that could help you foster an open mind and could help you broaden your knowledge and skills. Building a good relationship with the right people can open doors for plenty of opportunities, both personally and professionally. My roommate is a really active person. She often goes out for a walk and she always tries to eat healthy. Being with her for more than a year inspired me to have a healthier lifestyle. Also, my colleagues in grad school are very hardworking and brilliant. Being with them challenged me to exert more effort both in my coursework and research work. Finally, the most important tip of all is to do everything for yourself. Okay, now you have all these tips, but why do you actually want to become that student? Do you want to impress people? Do you want to hold up to their expectations? If so, then you can never be that student. Personally, as a people pleaser, trying to live up to people's expectations is so tiring. It's like you're in shackles, being held captive by that persona they're trying to make you out to be. Like a puppet. Although it could be initially good since it motivates you to do better things, but it will be destructive in the long run. You will eventually lose your sense of purpose. Working your butts off for other people is not worth dying for. Don't be like Bryan Adams. Remember that everything you do, you should do it for you. Yeah. Oh my god, what was that? I know that everything is easier said than done. Being that student is a mindset shift, so it takes a while to get into it. All these tips require an immense amount of effort, persistence, and discipline. But if you're determined and willing, then you will be unstoppable. That's it for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching and see you on my next one. Bye bye!